This is our back-to-back-to-back weeks. We're talking about it. Stop number 4, but it really happened just last week at the Gulf Coast Masters. What went down there? Orange Beach, Alabama. Well, they should know those waters pretty well, right? I mean, they're based out of there. Captain Landon Bell. Jay Hodge is always on board with them, shooting the stuff.
And some of our teams that did go, we will just say some of the weather that you mentioned,
yeah,
it was impactful this week. A lot of bad weather. Team Miss Mammas we're watching here had a couple billfish as well. It was either it was do or die. You were either on them big time or you weren't anywhere to be found with how that weather handled these 8 to 10 teams.
White marlin calling for them as well. But look at, I mean, I'm getting seasick looking at them. And I saw this via social media. We've seen a lot of calm days, especially when, I mean, we were talking about it being a little bit rough in the Dominican Republic. This isn't necessarily rough, but that is rolling, Roddy.
No, it was definitely not the most fun run out there for these teams. Teams like Badonkadonk, Lifeline, Quantified, they all kind of showcased how tough it was in the Gulf Coast Masters event. One thing a lot of these captains echoed is, hey, people give us the credit because we're leading the boat. Our crews had to earn their keep, and did they ever in this event? Look at those rollers and look at the waves. This is definitely not putting your feet in the sand on a beach, Robbie. These anglers, these captains, these mates, they all had to really come prepared for the worst, and they all, trucked it out.
Badonkadonk would finish third with a couple of blue marlins. The Hargroder is always getting after it. Don and Sammy.
They were the ones with the buzzer beaters in Mississippi and made it back 20 minutes before closing.
And I didn't see them post that till that next day. I was thinking like, oh man, are you kidding me? We got it on camera and it didn't count, but evidently it did for them. Team Rebecca, second place. We've talked about them being in that position. Really solid number. 16 total billfish, 5 whites and 11 sails. That's getting her done.
This was a light tackle tournament. Our top 2 teams, Rebecca and Quantified, all put on a show with numbers that we haven't really seen. They would have the record set for the most billfish catches in a tournament, Robbie, if it wasn't for the other team in the tournament who went up the ante even more so. But Rebecca, angler Alan Latham, this team is really dialed in on what they're doing, and they're having a great season because of it. But they were right there until the last couple hours to win this tournament, hopefully.
Captain Clint Clark putting them on the fish, just like with Quantified, and Captain Justin Drummond, the defending champion this year's Gulf Coast Masters, taking that title as well.
We knew we got a result there in Biloxi that was started it, Okay, we got a second in Biloxi. Now we need to follow it up, and we buckled down and went out there in some really rough weather, and my guys, nobody looked back. They all had faith in me, and my crew worked I can't tell you how hard, through that weather and storms and rain and lightning and just every variable and element that was thrown at us, they pulled through and shined. I think with the SFC, what attracts me to the competition that it brings is it's not just in one spot. You gotta be able to be good at home. You gotta be able to be good on the road too. You gotta be consistent, and that's what it's all about. It's consistency. Each spot you go, you gotta be able to perform.
So Quantified fights through the adversity. They're back on track once again with their first victory of the 2023 season, trying to take that Gulf title like they did last year, as well as the Sport Fishing Championship. The 1,700 points will give them 3,500 championship points and gets them right back in the hunt.